Hi everyone, good Friday afternoon and welcome to GoLocal Live. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel. Thanks for kicking off the start to your weekend with us here in downtown Providence. And as we do almost every Friday, start the show with former state representative, former Deputy Secretary of State, now heads up Stages of Freedom, Ray Rickman, to give his big view.
So almost every night I watch Chris Hayes. Sometimes I watch Rachel as well, but anyway, I watch Chris Hayes. And Chris Hayes, here in Providence, went to Brown, says we're in for 18 plus months of noise. Presidential election. And it's very sad because we don't need any noise. We need some content and some context. We need to talk about, as the legislature did yesterday, we need to talk, the House of Reps, we need to talk about choice and abortion, whatever you want to call it, because the Supreme Court of the United States may knock down that right that women have. Now, what not, we need to talk about it because it is a serious problem. We're lucky in Rhode Island, the number of abortions is going down, down, down. It's down to 2,000. And I have this little idea for the Roman Catholic Church that they ought to put more into adoption. They ought to find volunteers. And I have a really big program in mind that we could reduce the number of pregnancies. Abortions would go down even more. One of the reasons abortions are going down is several low-income groups are having fewer pregnancies for the first time in 30 years because the young women have decided they want to go to work instead of being pregnant at 19 or 18 years old. And they've decided this on their own. There has been no help from the Roman Catholic Church, even though most of these girls are Catholic. There has been no help from the government, even though all of these girls are citizens of Rhode Island. And the list would go on for the lack of help. The Urban League of Rhode Island, that used to have a robust adoption program, is underfunded and has virtually nothing for black children, black young women. And the list goes on and on. So here we are on the floor of the House, back and forth about abortion. And where is the programming, the discussion about what to do to avoid pregnancy? At some, I won't name the particular school, but at some elite schools, colleges, prophylactics are available to boys all over the place. One of these colleges, 17 places you can get a free condom. In the city of Providence, there is virtually no place for a young man to get a free condom. Can you hear we're arguing about the end result instead of arguing about how not to start down that path and get to that end result? I hate to be so rational in a society that's irrational, arguing about making a young woman having a baby, when in fact there should be a program in place that makes it possible for her not to get pregnant. I don't know how to have this conversation, but I wish, the governor of Rhode Island would take the $14, $15 million from the useless, awkward 1960 nuclear reactor at URI, which is the last one. Eisenhower gave away 50 of them, and we have the only one that still chugs along. I say chug because it produces nothing. Last year they fried strawberries to look at what fried I'm laughing how sick this is, to spend $14 million to do that. Do you know how much training and pregnancy avoidance and condoms $14 million could buy? You listening, Governor?